Welcome MMTs. I've got a Google weekly chart and we're going to be dealing with that weekly chart here in one moment. I'm just going to try to fit it in here. I wish my dimensions were set a little bit different so I could get more of this lower info panel structure and whatnot. And basically what we're going to be looking at here is the overall movement. MMTs, this is Google. One Google chart with a weekly movement in the SMF trading platform. I'm going to go into the brain. I'm going to hit 30. Wow, I just priced all the lines. Isn't that neat? Hit 40. I just priced all the lines. Isn't that neat? Because it is. We're going to blow up this part. You can see the weekly highs clearly right here where we had this big weekly breakout here in 2010 on this weekly. And I'm going to take this particular part of Google right here. And what I'm going to do is that each one of these lines is a 1 delta and it's $3.70 per line. Now, we're going to take a look at the Google reversal. This is the Google highs and the tops right here. And what we're going to do is we're going to key focus this right here.
Yeah, I'll definitely be able to.
Here we go. This was the high right here that we're going to be taking a look at on this particular weekly chart. On 11/1, November 1st, the weekly high here was 629.92. The secondary high that made that high is 630 on 11/8. That was the high. So we came off the 630.85 high to the low that week of 601.21. What a haircut. Ended up closing at 603. The thing that I want the MMTs to know, that 616 is half of that bar. This bar right here, this weekly bar here, was part of that Google reversal, and the high was 604 and the low for the week was 581, and that was on 11/15 week right here. Then we moved over here. We get into the 11/22 week with a high of 596.6 on 11/22 and a low of 578. So we kept making lower lows. Then over here during this week right here, this is going to be this current. This was the 11/29 week, and I'm showing that 11/29 week of 553.31 on the low. That was on 11/29. The high was 589, and you can see that big weekly move right here off of those lows. Back to the weekly chart right here is that there's something that I want to show you, MMTs. I pulled up another one because I want to make sure that your data is correct. But on this Google trade, why are we bullish is that with all the things going on forward looking, we believe that Google's going to outperform. And we think the earnings are going to be good. So here's I'm going to go back under the hood again on Google, and I'm going to go to this weekly low. So the weekly low here on this particular bar is 482.51. And I'm not sure if that's calculating the correct one, because we do have a 12/6 week, and let's see if that is there, which it is. Hold on. From the 11/29 lows here, we can see 553 was in play. Okay, this whole week's of trading right here, this is 12/6 up to current. Today's is 12/11/2010. We can see that the half bar has made a big increase of 586.10 MMTs. That's right here. That's a big move in your platform, because when you take a look at where the previous week bar was, you closed half above that weekly bar. You're above at 20.65. That is very strong move. Now this half bar coming up, so this half bar right here is 571 the previous week. This half bar now has increased in value to 586 right here. That's bullish. When the mathematical numbers ascending above the previous week, that's where the breakouts are going to happen. So let's just take these highs right there. Now let's look at these. This bar right here, MMTs, is going, this bar right here, That was the 1122. That was that this down week over here is on. That's going to be the key. We want to make sure that Google closes above. That was 587.40. So that's where Google comes down, hits support, and would bounce on the pullback. Any pullbacks it does intraday. The major support level is going to always be that. And the upper resistance levels, the way I'm seeing it, if I'm correct here, what used to be resistance, this is at 592.69 bar. That was on 11:15 right here. And we closed at we closed on Google at 592.21. The close, so that's the upper end of that number, and we're closing above it right now. This is the key right here. So we can see the advance between those bars within the weekly trend. Let me show you a daily chart, because ultimately over here and over here, these half bars are going to be major areas. 616 in the uptrend. We're going to have, we're already closing above 592 here. This half bar here is 587.40, so we're already above it in the price action. When the new weekly bar starts, which will be on Monday, 12/13, will be Monday's trading week. Going in through the week of an options expiration week, we're going to be taking a look at up and out of the money calls and all kinds of actions that we can take advantage of, because once that momentum starts, it keeps going. MMTs, here's a monthly standard chart, and I'm going to show you something right here. These particular trend lines, it's historical, but we need to break this trend line right here at 604, and that's also in your platform. So basically, that's where this number inside of the brain is already calculated in here. So when we are looking up above the marketplace, we can see that 603.31 is 3 deltas higher, and a delta is $3.7, and we're going to see some 5 delta breakout to intraday, because next week on Monday we're in the options expiration, and we're starting a major trend reversal, and it's time to get paid. If the buyers show up, we're breaking out to all-time highs on this weekly chart on Google. MMTs, here we have a daily chart on Google, and basically what we're going to do is I'm going to show how this ascending daily started to break higher. And from a daily perspective in the brain here is that you're going to have a 1, 2, 3, 4. This is all last week. Every time that Google made higher highs, all last week's trading during that 12/6 week, every single morning in pre-market, we talked about how they were selling into it and they were pulling stocks back. There was some volatility 3 days ago back toward that 582 handle. These are the highs that we have to take out. We're going to take a look at some of the daily bars under the hood here on the way up. Is that this particular half bar on a daily is going to be 609. That's this one here. Right now, this particular bar is 599.03. The date 11/15 downtrend. Price 599. It calculates it for me. Let's take a look at these last major reversal bars right here. That's 594.14. 594.12. That's going to be where we have to close above that. Right now, the previous week bar is 592.29. And Google had a closing price of 592.21. And let's see where the close was on the week there. So basically, let's take a look. On that close, this is the 12/6 week up to 12/10, so it ends on 12/10, and that was Friday, and the high was 593.99. So we've got some work to do over here in these particular daily bars. The next place of resistance is 599. That's that bar, okay? And basically the bar up above it is 609. one below it is 599. We're already okay here. 590.67, half of this last down bar right here on 11 needs to act as support levels. So we're going to set up and see if we can make out and break all of these weekly highs over here. This is what we're going to be looking for. And we're going to see if this can occur. So basically, there it is. Support. This week right here, 592.29, we build higher and we break higher. The pricing action will look like this. This is what we got to do. These are the bars right here. These are the prices right up here. These are the half bars that count. 594.27. This weekly bar right here on 1118. We need to break through it with the vengeance, and that's where the breakout will occur during the options expiration.